To have the better understanding of this editorial, I would suggest you to go through the Hindi version of this editorial. Link is available in the description box. At home. At home means we are talking here about the children which have been made orphan by the coronavirus. So at home means what is the condition of these children in India? Governments must protect the interests of children orphaned by COVID-19. So editorial says that here we need to protect the children who have been made homeless, who have been made without parents by the COVID-19. Disasters may bring out the innet. Innet means something that is associated with something. Generosity. Generosity means kindness of people. So editorial says that disaster means any type of unwanted event, like you can say that coronavirus is a disaster, tsunami was a disaster. So disasters may bring out the innate generosity of people. So editorial says that the positive point of disaster is it brings the positive side of people. The people may show kindness. So we have seen here the children who have been made orphan by the COVID-19. So people are showing sympathy towards these children. But editorial says sometimes even well-intentioned, okay, your intention is good, you want to do something with your heart, but still well-intentioned initiative means the beginning of any type of event which you want to start, initiative may go wrong. So editorial says that sometimes it is accepted that we want to do something good, but still it may go wrong, bad may happen. Many believe that children orphaned by calamities, disaster and calamity, both are synonym. Disaster and calamity. Calamity means also that you can say that a natural disaster is called calamity. So many believe that children orphaned by calamities are free for adoption. Many people believe that these children can be adopted by anyone, and that growing with well-off adoptive parents. Well-off means, who do we call well-off? Well-off means who is prosperous, who is affluent, who is rich. So editorial says that growing with well-off adoptive parents will give them a shot. To give someone a shot means to try to do something better, at a better life than they can get from impoverished. Impoverished means a poor person, surviving relatives. So editorial says that these children can get good, you can say that these children can get good clothes, good education by their adoptive parents, will give them a shot. It means to try to do something better. So in life these children will get most privilege than they would have got from their impoverished surviving relatives. However, adoption can be an option only when the children's safety and welfare can be ensured. First, we need to make sure that the children who are being adopted by the parents must be safe. Their safety should be our priority, or you can say that their safety must be our priority. By ordering that no adoption of children orphaned since last year should be permitted, contrary means something that goes opposite to something, contrary to the Juvenile Justice Act 2015. Who is juvenile? Children who are below the age of 18, called juvenile. So we have one law, Juvenile Justice Act 2015. So recently it has been said by the Supreme Court that you can adopt orphan children, but the process of adoption should not violate the Juvenile Justice Act 2015. It means the provisions of Juvenile Justice Act 2015 should not be violated during the process of adoption. The Supreme Court has made one more benign intervention. Benign means something kind. Benign means kind. Hai na? Intervention means interfere, to interfere. To mitigate means to reduce. Fallout. Fallout means negative result of something, of the COVID-19 pandemic. So we have seen so many negative results of COVID-19 pandemic. Pandemic means a widespread disease. Here we are using this word for COVID-19. So there are so many negative results of COVID-19. So to mitigate the many negative results of COVID-19, Supreme Court has made one more intention, and Supreme Court has said that you can adopt orphan children, but you should not violate Juvenile Justice Act 2015. It means our priority should be to protect the children. It had earlier passed various orders on the economic and health aspects of pandemic, so including those aimed at the protection of migrant workers. So you can say that previously we also saw that Supreme Court made so many judgments regarding COVID-19 and those who are being affected with COVID-19. So it had earlier passed various orders on the economic and health aspect of pandemic, including those aimed at protection of migrant workers. There were many workers, like you can say that some from Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, so many people were there, so many laborers were there who were working in cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata. So during the lockdown or during the pandemic, they were forced to return. So Supreme Court made intervention at that time, and Supreme Court told government to do something for these migrant workers, prisoners and jail staff and the people at large. At large means in general. So Supreme Court gave so many instructions for migrant workers, for prisoners, and for jail staff, and in general also. For prisoners, Supreme Court said that those who can be released for part-time should be released. When its attention was drawn to advertisements and messages inviting people to adopt children who have lost one or both parents. So recently Supreme Court saw there were some advertisements in newspapers, or so many messages were there. In these messages or in these advertisements, it was said that the children who have lost their parents, maybe single parent or both parents, due to COVID-19. So these advertisements were related to adopting the children who have lost their parents. Then the court warned that no such adoption could be permitted. Supreme Court said that we cannot permit adoption until without the involvement of the Central Adoption Resource Authority. So you can say that this is the authority, this is the authority for adoption. This is the authority. If you want to adopt any child, then you need permission from CARA. CARA is Central Adoption Resource Authority. So any adoption process should be monitored by Central Adoption Resource Authority. It is important that the order is adhered to. Adhere means to follow something. So it is important that the order is adhered to. Remember, we always use two preposition after adhere. As past experience shows that the danger of children falling victim to traffickers. Who are traffickers? You can say that smuggler who do something illegally. So what we see, you can say that we see traffickers, or you can say that smugglers illegally trafficking the children for, you can say that, for any type of illegal purpose. So it is important that the order is adhered to, है ना. So we must follow the Supreme Court order, because in past we saw the danger of children falling victim to, है ना, get trapped. Falling victim to means get trapped by traffickers under the guise of, in the name of adoption is ever present. So editorial says there is a danger, है ना, and you cannot say that there is no danger. What is that danger? The danger is that in the name of adoptions, in the name of adoption, children can be trafficked. Children can be trafficked for, you can say that, for illegal activities, even when they reach the hands of genuine adoptive parents. Okay, let us believe that they were in good hands. Children are adopted by the good parents, है ना, and they are being taken care of. But still, there is a possibility, है ना, there is a chance that they will be uprooted out of their social and cultural milieu. Milieu means environment, through inter-country adoptions. So editorial says that, okay, if a child from India is adopted by a Chinese parents, so in China there will be different social conditions. In China there will be different cultural conditions. So would that child be able to survive in those conditions? We should remember, है ना. So you can say that the child may be uprooted out, है ना. So you can say that child may get disconnected, है ना. Child may get disconnected socially and culturally from his environment. So inter-country adoption. So you can say that this is the negative result of inter-country adoption. Without the option of growing up with a relative or adoptive parents, closer home being explored. Explore means search for, है ना, search for something, है ना. We should discover what are other options. Explore means we should discover what are other options. So editorial says that before going for inter-country adoption, we should see the options available. Whether is there any relative of a child who can adopt that child inside India, or any adoptive parents, है ना, is available in India. So we should give preference to these parents, है ना. Many may recall that following the December 2004 tsunami, है ना, many may recall, है ना, if one may remember that after the December 2004 tsunami, what happened? There were ill-advised campaign. Campaign means a planned set of, you can say that, a planned set of activities, है ना? And ill-advised means something that has been not considered, है ना? Something that has been not well thought of. So there were ill-advised campaigns calling upon, है ना, the people to adopt children. So immediately after the December 2004 tsunami, we saw so many advertisements, so many messages, है ना, so many people were requesting to adopt children who were left abandoned by the tsunami. To adopt children rendered orphan. Render means to cause something. It means the tsunami rendered the children orphan. It means tsunami made the children orphan. In several Asian countries, na, so in you can say that in many Asian countries we saw there were so many children who had been made orphan by the tsunami. So it was a general request that these children be accepted. It took a while, है ना, it took a little time for some affected countries to wake up to the reality that lax means lose, enforcement means implementation of something, okay, of that lax enforcement of adoption rules may have led to child trafficking in some cases, okay. After some time, okay, after some time, है ना, after December 2004 tsunami, that these children were adopted by so many parents, but after some time it was realized by the governments that the chances were there that it may have happened, है ना, it is possible that some children were got caught under wrong hands, है ना, or they were under the trap of traffickers. In the present situation, if we talk about the present situation, it appears, what seems that the Union government and the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, this is the expanded version of NCPCR, National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. So at present it appears that the Union government and National Commission for Protection of Child Rights are quite alive, they are very sensitive to the problem, so they are very sensitive to this problem, they are aware of the situation, they are continuously watching that children should not go in wrong hands, children should not go in the hands of traffickers. So the NCPCR is collecting details of children affected by the pandemic. So pandemic from all state governments and the administration of union territories. So at present data are being collected, data regarding the children who are at present in orphan condition. So data is being collected from all state government and union territories. It has drawn the Supreme Court's attention to public announcement. NCPCR has drawn the Supreme Court attention to public announcements by some unscrupulous agency. Unscrupulous means dishonest. Unscrupulous agencies means some dishonest agencies inviting interested people to adopt the children. So NCPR told the Supreme Court that there are many illegal agencies who are inviting people to adopt the orphan children, and these unscrupulous agencies are also disclosing the children's identity. To disclose means to reveal something, to show the identity of children, whether he is Muslim or whether he is Hindu, so, or whether he is an upper caste or lower caste, something like that. The court's order asking all authorities to prevent illegal adoption and fund collection in the names of the affected children came in response. So the Supreme Court gave response. The court's order, Supreme Court gave its order in response to this. In response to this, asking all authorities. So now Supreme Court has asked from the governments, from all the state governments and union territories, that you should work to prevent illegal adoption, and it is possibility is there. People are collecting fund in the name of affected children, in the name of orphan children, so it must be prevented. The court has also passed order for the continuance of the children's education. Supreme Court has also said that you should make sure the continuance of the children's education, that the children's education should not suffer, and other steps should be taken to coordinate the implementation of schemes in their favor. So editorial says that Supreme Court has said that the state governments and many other agencies who are working for children, they should work with coordination, and they should implement, they should enforce the schemes which are in the favor of orphan children. These orders are a necessary reminder to the authorities. These orders which have been given by the Supreme Courts remind the related authorities that they have a special responsibility. So the authorities who are working for the welfare of children have a special responsibility. And what is that responsibility? That special responsibility is that they have to protect the interests and welfare of children in times like this. In times like this means we are living in the time of coronavirus. We are living you can say that we are passing through a dangerous pandemic. So in such type of times, the special attention must be given to protect the interest and welfare of children.